So first thing you're going to want to do, there's a pair of gloves right here. Go ahead and put these on. There's some hoses that are stored in here. Set these down on the ground. Okay, so here's what we've got in here. This is the access cap for bringing a hose up into the bottom of the coach. This is the valve for the black water or toilet tank, and this is the valve for the gray water tank. So before we really do much of anything, we're going to make sure that these valves are closed. Now we're going to open this lower cap. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open this cap. Take our hose. Now you can see these hooks. They go around these little black tabs on there, and there's 4 of them. You want to make sure those are all engaged and then twist it on. Just give it a slight tug. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is take this elbow. This elbow clips onto the other end of this hose. This elbow is what will go into the 4-inch PVC opening at the campground. So at your campground there'll be a little pipe either flush with the ground or slightly stubbed up. You'll take the cap off of it. This sits right down in there. And then once you have that connection, you're ready to drain your tank. These other hoses, these are for extending in case the connection point is a little bit farther away. What the tray is used for is if you have to use some extension hoses, you have to extend this out, you're going to want to lay the hose in the tray. And one of the reasons that it's good to do that is if the hose isn't fully extended, when it's suddenly filled with fluid, it'll want to extend, and that'll cause it to move around a little bit on you. So you want to make sure everything is nice and secure. There's also a set of these slope supports, which are called a sidewinder. And what you can do is you can use these to set the hose in there and give yourself a nice downward grade towards the drain if you should need it. You can also set these trays inside of the sidewinder to keep everything nice and supported. There's also a T. What you can do is you can use that for hooking up the hose to the rear of the coach as well as the front of the coach, and then you have it all set up at once. Okay, so when it comes time to drain, once you have this connected into the ground, you're going to grab the black handle, and you're always going to do the black tank first, and you're going to fully pull the black handle all the way out, and you're going to let it drain until you don't hear any more fluid running. So wait a few seconds after you've heard fluid stop running, push the black handle all the way in. Next, you're going to pull the gray handle. The gray handle, you pull it all the way out, it'll flush water through the hose. And the reason you do that after the black tank is with the gray tank being your sink and shower drain, it's primarily soapy water. So the gray tank flushing after the black one will clear out anything that's left in the hose and rinse it with soapy water. Once you hear that the fluid has stopped running, you wait a few seconds, fully push this valve back in. So again, make sure both the valves are closed. And then before you disconnect anything, it's always good to go through and just kind of work this hose back towards the drain, making sure that it's sloped, that all the water is ran downhill out of the hose and into the drain. After that, you can disconnect the hose and put the cap back on, and then close everything back up, and you're all set.